was favorable to start the season, that they would have had to start and come together so quickly with all the pieces. I also think the numbers for LeBron are, of course, very impressive. What he's helped Anthony Davis become, the way in which he's continued to, just by the eye test, get to that next level defensively of what we used to see in years past. I think that if you're looking at the situation saying, who do I want to have the ball at the end of the game, I want it LeBron James' hands.
Well, and you mentioned what he's helping Anthony Davis do. A totally revamped coaching staff. Yeah. A totally revamped roster. The guys who are on this team that predate LeBron James, I think the full list is KCP and Kuzma. I think that's this is a new team. Yeah. And I know Laker fans last year were still a little squeamish on LeBron, like, you're not going to break up our young core. You're not going to do what you did. No, he's going to do all of it. Yeah. And he's going to bring in another great player. And then all of a sudden, the team, what has been shocking to me is I thought they'd be really good defensively. I did not think they could be. Well, because I thought
Anthony Davis,
and when they made it clear they wanted to play another center, to play Anthony Davis and a big guy, I thought it would hurt them demonstrably on the offensive end, but they would have so much length that I thought defensively they could be a really good team. But I did not think they could be the #1 defense in basketball, and that's what they are. And if you are a top 5 defense in basketball and you have Anthony Davis to go along with the highest IQ offensive player in league history in LeBron James, you're going to be at worst a top 8 offense, and they're right now right outside the top 10, but that's going to tick up. Right now, if it's valuable, of course he's the most valuable player in basketball. If it's outstanding, there's 2 other guys in the conversation, Giannis and Luka.
Yes.
And Luka, and with Luka, his team's winning as well. I mean, they're 9-5, and he will rewrite the record books that LeBron James rewrote as far as youngest to do this, youngest to do that. LeBron has all those records. Luka's coming for him. But right now, I thought what you said at the end is maybe the most important. It's not just at the end of the game. For once again, if you were to ask all 30 GMs, and they had to be honest, and it was anonymous, for this season, you can have any player in the league on your team. Who's the one you would take from another team? All 30 GMs, all 29, 7 Lakers, they already have him, would say LeBron. And that is the definition of valuable or outstanding, depending on how you want to look at it.
I agree, and I agree with everything Magic Johnson is saying. LeBron James has been lights out, not just offensively. And I know we're talking about their team defense, but the fact that LeBron has decided and made a conscious effort to put in the work and the effort on the defensive end, that has made them really special, because now he's playing the passing lanes. He's actually getting up in the defender's face instead of lagging in the paint and just letting his defender be the one that, okay, you beat us if your team's going to win. He has not decided to do that, and that will propel you on the other end of the ball. And so when you talk about let's talk about last year, like LeBron James and his success early with the Lakers, and then he gets hurt, and then they don't make the playoffs, and he hears all these talks of Kawhi Leonard being better, James Harden being better. He's not even in the conversation of best player in the league anymore. Kevin Durant before he goes down.
Giannis for sure.
Giannis, like as players, as a competitor, when you've always been on top, you take that and you fuel yourself with that, and you come out like this. And who better to do it than LeBron James?
And here's the thing. I just got back from a West Coast trip and get a chance to talk to a handful of, whether it's scouts, whether it's some front office people, and you just pick their brains about things happening out there. And the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize, the nuances of the game that LeBron has brought to the table for as long as he's been around. He understands time, score, course of the game. When do I need to run a pick and roll and get Dwight involved? When do I need to make sure Kuz gets a wide open 3 from the corner to get going? This guy hasn't touched the ball in a while, so when I'm coming to facilitate the offense, I'm going to make sure to get him involved. We need some buckets. I'm just going to keep it myself. He has such an extraordinary feel for the game, and because of that, when you bring up the new parts, the new pieces, the new coaching staff, that's why they've had so much early season success, because of of his gauge on exactly what a team needs when.
If LeBron can keep doing this, keep up this play for the rest of the season, win the MVP in year 17, what would something like that do for his legacy, Nick?
Well, you guys know I obviously believe he's the greatest player of all time. Right now, I would say 20% of the public's with me on that, maybe a little less. It's a minority opinion for sure. You're not part of it. Greg's not part of it. I think everyone has him in the top 3 at worst at this point. But MVP in year 17, because think about the other things that are going to go along with that this year. He is going to pass Kobe for points this season and move into 3rd on the all-time list. He's going to pass in assists this season Gary Payton, the original Isaiah Thomas, and Chris Paul, and move into 7th on that list. He's going to break a tie with Kareem, Tim Duncan, and Kobe for most All-NBA teams at 15. He will move to 16. He already has the record for most All-NBA first teams. He will further that record, and he will become only the 4th player ever with 5 or more MVPs. Right now, it's Kareem with 6, Bill Russell and Michael Jordan with 5. And so all of that, plus, if I'm going to tease it a little bit further, an MVP and a championship, it won't be a minority opinion anymore. I believe it's already undeniable. Folks say 6 for 6, and I think Kareem gets shorted in this discussion. I don't think it should be a 2-person discussion. I think it should be 3. But LeBron's numbers and the year 17 part of this, we've only had one guy ever average more than 23 points per game in year 17. It was Kobe on a mediocre Laker team near the tail end. And Kobe had a really good year that year, and the team was okay but not great. LeBron, if he is still, nobody's ever been close to the best player in basketball in year 17, even coming close to the MVP, much less winning.